News time is 8 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Wednesday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 8 o'clock newscast streaming to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. For the past few months, the DeWitt County Board's Land Use Committee has been leading the discussion on the future of the zoning office. DeWitt County Administrator Dee Rentmeister is planning to step away from those responsibilities, and Board Chair Dan Matthews indicates the conversation is about how to proceed, who will lead that office.
Dee Rentmeister has been our interim zoning administrator for the past couple of years, and she's done a great job, filling that role. But she's ready to relinquish those duties, and so we're looking for a new zoning officer. We've got a couple of applications in. I think the Land Use Committee has done 1 or 2 interviews. So we're trying to get someone to, I don't know if that's going to be a full-time or part-time position. We need to find some continuity to keep someone in that position while we look to hire, so that we can take care of any zoning issues that come up. We know there's some additional solar projects coming to the county that people are going to be calling about, asking about, potentially putting in special use permit requests for.
According to Matthews, the board seems split on whether to allow Rentmeister to step aside without someone in the office or ask her to execute the duties of the office until they hire someone.
So we need to have some continuity in that area. So we kind of went back and forth on, do we relinquish those Dee Dee's duties now, or do we keep her on in that position? Hopefully, in my opinion, is to keep her in that position until we get someone hired, trained. She has a ton of experience in zoning, especially knowing our county so well. Mm-hmm. So we have some differing opinions on how to do that transition, and it's still a debate on how we're going to do that. First, we've got to find the candidate. We've got to find the right candidate to fill that job. And so one thing I did put on there, though, she also has a role with the ZBA. So whether Dee stays on and as a zoning administrator for the next few days, few weeks, months, that she will continue to support the ZBA at their meetings. So that was an appointment that was on there. Even though she's currently doing that now, just in case something changes with zoning, she'll still be the secretary for the ZBA, so they can continue to do their good business, responsibilities as well.
With a little bit of turnover in the Emergency Management Agency office that has taken place in the last few years, the county is on a trajectory to give young people a chance to cut their teeth in a small market before moving on to a bigger market. Matthews believes that may be a direction for DeWitt County in its zoning office.
It could be someone that wants to get some experience, be able to go through some, like everyone today, every county's seeing, solar ordinances and, solar projects, wind projects, they would have get some experience in those that they could then, if they wanted to move on to maybe a full-time position in a larger county, or maybe we find that is a full-time position here because of these other types of projects that we keep seeing talked about coming to the county. So I'm hoping we can get, some good people to interview, and find the right person and then we'll figure out, if it is the right person, they've got the experience that we need to handle all this for us, that, maybe it is a full-time job and not just a part-time position, as there's just a lot to do now around the zoning responsibilities.
For DeWitt County, it is hard to compare its zoning officers' duties and job description with others because Matthews notes it seems many counties do something different.
That's a good question, Seth. We've done some research to see, and we find that in some counties, even much larger counties, they split duties. Part-time zoning and then have some other responsibilities within the county. Others are similar-sized counties have a full-time person, and then larger counties who have, multiple people within that area. So it is a tough one. It's a tough one to understand, who can fill that role. What other responsibilities could we give them so that, I'd much rather have somebody full-time, so that we're not limited when someone calls the office, they're not open today. They're only open on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, people like to do business every day of the week, right? So we need to be available, and we can't just, put those duties on the days off of the zoning officer. some other department is going to answer, because they're not going to have the knowledge to do that. So that's still being explored, and that is where, again, some of the people on the board have a very strong opinion about it. Others think, well, I think we could just get by with part-time, but it's really, to me, it's just finding the right person that's going to know the ordinances, know the rules and laws and regulations, and be able to deliver so that, we really service both the DeWitt County residents and those others that want to come to DeWitt County. And
Matthews points out there has been some interest in the job in the short time it's been advertised. Ushering in Thanksgiving is one of the biggest nights of the year for bars across the country. It's become known as Blackout Wednesday, says Clinton Police Chief Ben Lowers, who is hoping those planning to be out tonight will be extra cautious, drive safely, and get a ride home if necessary.
Yes, Thanksgiving coming up. We always talk this time of year, we always talk about holiday travel. We talk about the festivities and the celebrations that occur. A new buzzword that we've begun hearing the last few years is Blackout Wednesday. What that signifies, I'm not really supportive of course, but Blackout Wednesday, referring to the parties and celebrations that occur the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. Oftentimes the first time that college students have gone off to college this fall, and it's the first time they come back to their hometown and gather with their high school friends and celebrate,
It's all about making good choices, says Chief Lowers.
Can often lead to big celebrations. Blackout Wednesday refers to binge drinking and heavy partying the night before Thanksgiving. I can tell you that it seems like over the last decade or so, Blackout Wednesday has become one of the largest, biggest, widespread party nights of the year. I mean, even challenging New Year's Eve, With that, we just ask you to make good choices. We talked about earlier, planning ahead, letting someone know your plans, where you're going to be, arranging for safe and sober driving, and also looking out for those friends that you intend to celebrate with. Make good choices, especially, all times, but especially around the holidays. No one wants their holiday gloomed by some type of a tragic accident or due to poor choices and poor decisions made the night before. So anyways, we know that that's a big time, a big celebration time, especially for those younger generations, young adults, to get together.
While applicable at all times of the year, this weekend especially, Chief Flowers recommends giving loved ones a heads up where you're going and how long you'll be away.
We ask that you make plans ahead of time. Certainly share that with others, family members and whatnot, what your plans are. Make arrangements for safe and sober driving, and also to be that much safer out on the roads, especially late at night. We have an increased odds of impaired driving around the holidays, and so it's not only you out on the road, it's others that you have to look out for. If you don't have to drive, please don't. Stay at home, make arrangements to stay wherever you intend to celebrate. Now it's not only alcohol intoxication, it's cannabis and other issues as well. So nonetheless, we just ask you to celebrate responsibly, make good choices, and make sure that we keep the holidays a happy time. So
the holiday hustle and bustle will soon be here, and the chief encourages slowing down and giving yourself plenty of time to get to where you're headed.
With that, the holiday travel for all generations, obviously there'll be an increased traffic over the holiday season. College students returning, shopping, we want you to allow extra time for travel and be patient. Make sure your car's maintenance is up to date and know the numbers for roadside assistance. Plan your route ahead, and as we said, let someone know your plans and expected arrival times. Keep that cell phone charged and have a charger available to you. We are fortunate now that in the old days when we just had to rely on someone to come up and offer us help, now oftentimes, more times than not, we do have access to contact for help through a cell phone, but make sure those cell phones are charged. And since we can't always assure that we have service in some areas, make sure that we have a winter safety kit available, including jumper cables, a first aid kit, blanket, flashlight, snack, and water. Don't drink and drive, wear your seatbelt, and put those phones down so you can give full attention to the road.
Black Friday shopping is still a very busy time, but with so much Christmas shopping having gone online, Chief Flowers still has some general holiday shopping tips, and we'll have those for you later this week on Regional Radio. As you make your way over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house, you better bundle up and have a winter preparedness kit in your car. That Thanksgiving weather forecast is looking cold, leading up to the busiest travel day of the year. Some snow will impact the northern plains. On the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday, Ed Shimon at the National Weather Service in Lincoln told Regional Radio that snow shouldn't have too much of an impact on central Illinois.
Well, you're going to see some flakes flying the night before, like Wednesday late afternoon into the evening. The rain's going to transition to some snow. There are some bands of heavier lift, stronger lift that could create snow out of the rain and give you about a half inch of.
According to Shimon, some cold air up north will shift to the Midwest, creating some very cold air that is here to stay. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.